Hey crafty family, it's me. And today I've decided to make art circles because I got tired of making art tiles and square things like, ATCs, artist trading cards and stuff. I decided I wanted some circles. I don't know. I was just bored, I guess. I just got tired of squares. I like circles better than squares. And I looked around to see if anybody was doing art circles at all, and I couldn't find anything. So I decided to make them myself. So I've got these, and they came out cute, and I like them because they're circles instead of squares. And I'm kind of bored with squares, as I've mentioned. Bored, I tell you. So anyway, I cut out some circles. This one is 1 3/4 inches, and the smaller one is 1.5 inches. And you can pretty much go anywhere from 1 inch all the way up to about 2 inches, and that would be an appropriate size for these. Obviously, you can go bigger if you want to. You can do 2.5 inches, 3 inches, whatever you want. But for me, I thought that these would be cute. Now, before I show you how I did these, not that you need really instruction, because all I did was make a circle instead of a square and then make an art tile, which I've done on my channel a couple times. But I figure, why not? I'll play. But I got a box in the mail, and I got a bunch of travel guides to use as art journals and to insert them into junk journals and stuff. And actually I got this idea from Shannon Green, and I had ordered my Oklahoma one. That one seems to come very quickly. I ordered a whole bunch from different states, and this one came first. And so there's like the Oklahoma Indian Country Guide. There's all kinds of them, and they're free to order. And then, there's the Oklahoma State of Mind, it's called. And this one's got like an embossed cover. It's kind of cool looking. So these would make some cool junk journals. But what I want out of this is somewhere in here there's a map. Like this one's cool because it's like thicker, and it's got these little tab pages on them. So some of these would make cute inserts for junk journals. Oh, here's the big Oklahoma guide for this year. It's got this hologram sticker, and it's literally a sticker that you could take off, and it has the picture underneath. Excuse me. But that's that could be a nice big art journal. And I'm looking for the map, which I have in here somewhere. I think this is it. There we go. Because I want to use some of the map to do these art circles. So hold on while I clean up my mess. And drop things. What did I do with the other one now? Uh-oh. Did I drop both of them? See what happens when I touch things? I shouldn't be allowed to touch things. Alright, let me move this out of the way. As if I need another box of junk in this room. Okay, so I also got out a whole bunch of my smaller stamps to play with. See, it's funny because I was kind of bored of doing art tiles and art things, ATCs and art tiles. And then as soon as I figured out, oh, hey, well, how about some circles? It re-inspired me to make more. I don't know. It's something that simple. I gessoed all my circles. All they are is like really thin chipboard. So I gessoed all the circles ahead of time. I've got this map that I am just going to rip kind of in half. And just start taking pieces of it and ripping it. That's all I'll need for that one. And just start gluing them down. That's gesso. That's not glue. That's glue. Clean off a paintbrush. And basically just decoupage it on. Basically, you could stick a couple of them on one sheet. . anybody else get super quiet when they do things? I'm over here like all quiet. So I'm concentrating. It's very hard to do this, so you have to concentrate. It's really not hard, but that's my excuse. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Now I'm going to let that dry a few minutes, and then I'll cut the circles out of that. And then I'll move on to these. Do I want to use map pages on these? No, maybe I want to use some decoupage papers that I got from Deco Art. Let's see. Maybe I like the writing. I don't know where I cut it from before, but there it is. I do like the script writing and whatnot. Yeah, this is the nice tissue paper. It's not as thin as traditional tissue paper. It's called decoupage paper, and it's nice because it's thin, like kind of like a tissue paper, but it's not as, it's much more durable, let's put it that way, than standard tissue paper, which I like because then it doesn't rip. Like you could sit there and go over it and over it, unlike regular tissue or napkin, which will immediately start to rip. Whereas this does not rip, and I like that. You could treat it like paper, but it kind of has the feel of tissue. I don't know if they sell this in stores, but they do have it online. I likes it. There's I got all different patterns and colors. Right now I only have these out. But I do have more different patterns and such. Yeah, I like the idea of circles, I guess. It's just something different. Because the squares were just truly boring me to death after a while. Let's check on these suckers. Maybe I can add a little bit of this. Alrighty, what I'm going to do is shut off the camera and give this a chance to dry, and I will come back once these are dry and ready to be cut out. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, they're dry. They's dry. I just need to find my scissors. They're underneath of all this crap. Okay, now I'm going to separate them. So yeah, if you go online and look up travel guides, you can find the travel guides and they will send them to you for free, and they send, you know, you can pick maps and different little brochures and stuff like that, and you can use them to make into journals or cut them up and use the paper, you know, however you want to do it. I plan on doing one soon so I can show you what I'm talking about. I just haven't had the time exactly right now. But hopefully I will soon. That's a little bit more of an extensive project. And actually, today was the first day that my tooth wasn't killing me. So that was good. I was happy about that. Now I'm just going to check and make sure there's no edges that need to be glued down. This one does. And there. I'm going to glue these down, let them dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, so everything's glued down properly, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of gesso and kind of dull it down some. So I take my homemade gesso, which I still have to get the money up so that I can get the marble dust to make some more, because I've had some people ask me about making clear gesso, buying clear gesso off of me because I sell it, but I haven't been able to get the supplies. It's only like $7, so hopefully maybe in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to purchase it and get back in business, because I've had several people wanting me to make them gesso, which is awesome. I don't mind doing that at all. I just haven't had the supplies. And I've been trying not to spend any money on anything. So, okay, I'm going to dry that. And I like to dry things on a cloth because then they don't fly around as much. So what I'll usually do is just take my cloth, which I make out of old t-shirts, and they won't fly around as much. Hold your ears, people. And you can still see, obviously, all the writing. It's just a bit dulled down. I'm going to leave it on this cloth, actually. It'll be easier for me to just dry them rather than keep taking them off and putting them on. So now I'm going to take some paint. I'm going to water it down a bit. I've got my jar of water. And do like a wash of paint on the on each one, a couple different colors to add some color. Even though on the ones with the map, I really didn't have to even do the gesso. I could have just left them like that. But I always like to add a little bit of color. Alright, paint. You gotta get down to the bottom so I can get you out. What's going on here? Hello? This paint can't possibly be dry. It's like literally brand new, and it's got like a dried, crusty top on it. I don't know why. This paint is literally not really been used, and it's practically dry. Not sure why that is. Well, that's kind of discouraging. Frustrating. Is that what I get for buying cheap ass paint? I only need a little bit. Because a little bit goes a long way when you're watering it down. That's for sure. Oh, water it down. Use my finger to wipe it off a little. Because like you literally just need a drop of paint when you're doing these to water it down. It's hard to hold these suckers. They want to get away from me. And then I just wipe it back with my finger like so. I'm going to do, that's it for those. And give me something to wipe my excess paint on, because I don't have my paint book in front of me either. I don't think. Alright, I'll use this piece of paper so I can clean up my paint. I don't like to waste paint. There's no need for it. Add a little water and spread it out further. Alright, so we'll use that as the paint. Okay, now we're going to do popple, and I've got metallic purple here. A teeny tiny little drop. That's pretty groovy. It's like a cool metallic wash. Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I do some yummy fun colors. I'm probably a little too anal with having to save every drop of paint. Just a little bit. And if you don't have a Cricut and, you know, to cut out your circles, or circle punches, or, you know, like I do, the circle cutter thingy, this thingy from EK Success that cuts out circles. If you don't have any of that, just take like a bottle of paint, a medicine bottle, anything, and flip it over and trace around it and cut a circle out. It does not have to be a perfect circle, because by the time you get done and you edge it with some black, you're never going to know that it wasn't perfect. And besides that, an imperfect circle, it kind of looks better. You know, it almost does. It's like almost, I don't know, gives it a more organic feel, and it just makes it better, I think. That's just my opinion. But I didn't feel like sitting there cutting out circles because of my arthritis, so otherwise, cutting them out is fine. They don't have to be perfect by any means. Perfect is no fun. Yep, so I'm just going to sit here and brush some paint on. I like using fun colors. Fun colors. Obviously, you can use whatever colors you want. See, and I can cut circles out of this paper I'm using to wipe up my excess paint, and use them for art circles in the future. Alright, we'll do one more color. And I think that color will be maybe the blue. I don't know. Blue or green? Let's do green. And I'm just using cheap craft paint as well, just FYI. Nothing special. Okay, don't need that anymore. Alright, I slapped some paint. Now I'm going to dry it a little bit. Hold on. Now I'm going to go back in with gesso again and drop that color down a little bit so it's not so bright. I'm just going to use my finger though. fingers are covered in paint. When are my fingers not covered in paint or glue or something? Luckily, baby wipes to the rescue. Gets under my nails. That's always fun. And I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I get to explain why my fingers are full of paint and my nails are nasty. Okay, so that's gonna dry. Or I can dry it. On most of them I can still see the background. Some of them I can't. But that's alright. I don't care. Alright, so now we're going to stamp. Stamp. Make sure they're not wet. I might do these couple of these cute little birds. Aren't they cute? This says party at the nest. Woohoo! What's the word, bird? There was a guy, he apparently was like mentally disabled or whatever, but he was hilarious because he would walk down the street when I was a kid and I was standing at my bus stop waiting for the bus, and he would walk by and be like, "What's the word, Tweety Bird?" He was funny. He was a nice guy. Okay. I need to find a block of some sort. Aha. Found one. I'd like to put an owl on this one right here. So where's my StazOn? We got some pretty colors going on. I think some pretty birds will make it look awesome. I need my foam. Cute. He's cute. Okay, we did him. Let's see what else. Let's do a branch with him as well. Or around him a little bit. Just the leafy part. We'll do like there and there and there, like that. There we go. And let's see. What else? Do I want to do another bird? Let's do this bird. Ooh, they're hard to get off there for the first time, so I've not used these yet. Cute. Okay, we got a couple birds. How about a flower? That's a cute fleur. Maybe I'll do it in a different color. Let's see. What other colors we got? Can do it in this plum color. That would be pretty. Don't you think? I think. Woo, let's not drop it. Ooh, pretty. That came out really pretty. I could take this. There we go. Now we got some ghost patterns in the background there. That's pretty. I like the color. You can't see shiznit on the back of that one. I could see a tiny bit of the writing on that one. That's alright. I have a tendency to do that. I have a tendency to cover it up. I don't mean to. I don't know if this purple is dark enough. No, it's very, very, very light. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, teal. This one is dark, right? Yeah, that one's good. What are we going to do there? Maybe we can do... Ooh, I want to do the fairy. That would be pretty. Let's do the fairy. I don't never use the fairy. Let's see if we can get a decent image out of this sucker. Yeah, cute. Look at that. It's more like a girl with a butterfly behind her. But that's okay. It's a fairy. I love fairies. It's the only fairy stamp I have. Now for her, we can put Dream like across her in black. That would be cute. Let's do that. Let's do it, shall we? I'm thinking that's a groovy idea. A little messed up, but that's okay. It's hard with these really soft cling stamps because if you push too hard it distorts the word or the picture or whatever. But that's okay. Let's see. Oh, that one says magic. I didn't even see that. That's okay. Maybe that would fit inside of the... No. Alright. Maybe I can do some script stamp in gold, kind of along the side of her. See if that'll work. Oh, that's like a green color. Let's find the gold. There's the gold. Let's just do it like right there. And you can't really see it. I can see it a little bit. Can't really see it. I can see it ever so slightly. That's it. I don't know. You probably can't see it either. But it's cute. Alright, what are we going to do with these guys? I want to do a bird cage. Hold on. Alright, we got a bird cage. Alright, now what? We can do a butterfly. Part of a butterfly. There we go. That's cute. Very cute, very cute. What else do we got in here? We got this little guy. I don't know if I like that or not. Ooh, here's a woman. Is there another smaller one, or did I already use all the small ones up? Well, we could put her down here. And then we could put something, a word above her. What word do I have? Inspire. We could try it. There we go. That worked out. next one, I want to do some gears. And then put something like a key or something in the center. Or what does that say? No. It says dear friend. What's this? No. Let's stick to the key idea. Or I've got another bird, which kind of fits in there pretty well. Or will the key be too big? That's too big. I have a heart with a lock. That'll work. We can do the heart with the lock. No, get off there. Well, that didn't print out perfectly. That's good enough. A little better. Alrighty. That's cute. Okay, I think we got all of them stamped. Right? It looks like it. Good enough for me. So we've got all of these here. And I'm dropping stuff all over the floor. Oh yeah. Let's just keep on dropping stuff. It's hard to work in this tiny area. I think they came out really cute. Really cute. So now what I'm going to do is, these I put Sparkle Mod Podge over. But I think, I'm trying to think. I might have to put some fixative on these first because these are probably going to run. So I think what I'm going to do is find my spray, which I have no clue where the hell it went, because I'm going to have to spray that. Where's my spray? Oh, spray! Because if I don't spray these two, that ink will run when I go to seal it with anything that I'm using a brush with. So let me grab my clear spray real quick, and what I will do is take a scrap piece of paper and put them on it, and over my garbage can I'll hit them with a quick spray. That's all I need to do. I know I'm supposed to do it in a well-ventilated area. I only did 2 squirts. I can use to get a little high today. So that's all you got to do. That's a tip in the future. If you're not using permanent ink and you want to put coats of varnish over it or whatever, get out your matte or whatever kind of spray you want. I usually have a matte spray. And just give it a squirt, and this way it will not run. And when it dries, you can decoupage over it, do whatever you want over it, and it will be sealed. So, and it dries really fast. It's tacky now, but it'll be dry in a matter of a few seconds. So I'll start on these since I did these with stays on, which of course will not, what do you call it? Yeah, they won't do that thing. They won't smear. That's what I'm getting at. Ooh, I'm losing it. Alright. So I'm going to try this varnish. I've had it for a while. It's the Soft Touch varnish. I've never tried it. I don't know if it's glossy or not because it just says Soft Touch Velvety Finish. I don't know if that means it's glossy, and I kind of want glossy finishes. So we'll try it, and if it's not glossy enough, I'll go over it with something else. And I already forgot to ink the edges on it. Duh. Alright, I'll do that to the next ones as this dries as my test piece. So let me ink the edges of these. I'll use this so that I don't have to deal with spraying them. You can also use paint, which I've done that in other videos. And acrylic paint won't run once it's dry, of course. So you wouldn't have to spray it or anything. But this was in front of me, and I'm lazy, so. The black paint, I would have to reach over there. And I didn't feel like it. Ay, ay, ay. 10 minutes goes by fast. It does. Alrighty. And then I'm missing one. There it is. It's the one that I put the varnish on, and it is a matte finish from what I could see, and I don't want a matte finish, so I'm not going to use that. But it's good to know that it's a matte finish now. I didn't know what it was. I assumed it was probably a satin or a matte finish because it said soft velvety finish, which didn't indicate gloss, but I wasn't sure, so I wanted to make sure. Okay, so they're all done. I just need to now put a gloss on them, and I could use pretty much anything. I was gonna, like, I would normally do like the glossy accents and let it sit, but I don't feel like doing that for these. Because these came out nice, and all I did was use the Liquid Glass by DecoArt, which is actually really nice. It works really well. So I might just do that again. I can also put a crackle finish on it as well, if I felt up to it. But I think I'll just squirt some of this down here and brush it on. This stuff is like the glossy accents, it's just thicker. And I might go back and add some gemstones. At a later date. Ew. I stuck that in something. Didn't know it was there. So after this dries, I might stick some stickles on it or gemstones and what have you. You could decorate them however you want. You obviously know that because it's just like an art tile or an ATC. So really, not really showing you anything new. You can make them into magnets or use them to embellish a page, you know, a journal page or pocket letters. These are great for embellishing pocket letters. I like putting them in pocket letters myself. Oh, there's one. I knew I was missing one. I have to black his edges. Whoops. Whoopsie doozy. Whoopsie daisy, I mean. I don't know what whoopsie doozy is, but it sounds good. I Forgot to ink the edges. I knew I was forgetting something. Leave it to me. I think they're cute. I think they will make good embellishments. Alright, let's leave that there. I will ink the edges of this sucker. He tried to get away without getting his edges inked. Bad birdie. Bad birdie. Some left on here, so I'll give the owl a second coat. Alrighty, they're done. I'm just going to maybe throw some stickles or rhinestones on there, but you get the gist. I don't need to do that on camera. You picking up what I'm putting down, aren't you? You guys are pretty bright. So let's see. I will put them closer to the camera so you can see. If they stop sticking to my fingers, it would be nice. Come on now, stop sticking to me. Jesus. Alright, so that is what we got. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys will make some art circles. Circles! Make some art circles. And have fun with it. And I plan on making a couple of them into paper clips, like this bird. I think after I add some stickles to him and stuff, he's gonna make a really cute paper clip. Let's see, do I have a paper clip? Let's see. Yeah, he'll make a cute paper clip. No, he won't. He's like, screw you. I'm out of here. If it wouldn't stick to my fingers. See, he'd make a cute paper clip. Not a yellow paper clip though. I just grabbed that because it was the first thing I can grab. But I think these are cute. I think they're just a new twist on art tiles because I was getting sick of squares, and you know, circles are nice. So I hope you guys will make some and enjoy it, and have a great rest of your week. Make sure you do what you love and love what you do, and be nice to people, and have a good flippin' day. Bye!